What is up? Welcome to Radical Academy, and my name is Mike Water. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to understand about indices. And much more especially, this is going to be about exponential equations. So anything that we mean exponential is something that we are talking about 2 raised to the power something, or any number raised to the power whatever number we are talking about. So this is the video about the laws of indices are going to be applied in these questions that I'm going to show you, and the question that we're going to solve. So now, before we jump into that, I would like to say, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're watching me on Facebook, make sure that you follow me. You also like the page, which is just Learn with Professor Wadia. And then also on YouTube, if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that each and every single time I upload the video, something like this, you'll be the first person actually to see the notification that we, the Radical Academy, has actually posted a new video. So, without wasting much of our time, let's now jump into that, okay? So now, the question is saying that find the value of x for each of the following. Okay, so when you think about how can you go about solving this one, like 2 to the power, open bracket, 2x plus 2 equals to 128, and second question, 1 over 2, 1 over 4 to the power negative x equals to half. Like, how can you go about solving this kind of equation? The last one is 3 open bracket to the power negative x plus 4, close bracket equals to 81. Now, one of the most important things that you need to understand about the laws of indices is that there is the law of product. When you're multiplying numbers that have the same basis, you add the powers, okay? When you are dividing numbers of the same base, you subtract the powers, okay? And then, let's say, for example, you have something like this one, okay? When you have something like 2 to the power this, and then there's something outside, what you just need to do is that you can multiply the two products, x times 2, and then it's going to give you 2 to the power 2x, okay? 2 to the power 2x. Okay, so now we have to make sure that before we can actually solve any equation, we have to ensure that we have actually understood the laws of indices. Otherwise, if you have not understood the laws of indices, it's kind of going to be a little bit actually, difficult for you to grasp the concept at that moment. But I'm going to make it more simple to you so that you can be able to understand, at least in this challenge, those laws of indices. Okay. So now let's move on. Okay. What is going to happen on A is that you have to look at this one, okay? When you look at this one, you have to think of the way in which you can actually find a number that has base 2 and then raise that number to a power such that when I do evaluate that number, it is going to give me 128. That's the idea, okay? So from now, there you can say it's 2 to the power 2x plus 2 then equals to, so we can think of to what number can we raise to, okay? We can think of to what number can we raise this to so that the answer is 128. And then it just turns out that the number we can raise this one to the power is 7, okay? Now from there, if the bases are equal, which is one of the most fundamental principles, or rather the concept that we should actually embrace, is to ensure that the powers, or rather the bases, are the same, so that whatever the powers are also, whatever the powers equal to, we'll just assume that they are also the same. Okay, so meaning we are going to say now if the bases are equal, then the powers are also equal. Okay, that's how you can just simplify that. Now from there, now you can get this 2 to the other side. It's going to be 2x, okay, equals to 7. This is positive, becomes negative. And this is going to give us, this is now going to give us 2x equals to 5. And then we are going to divide both sides by 2, both sides by 2. Okay. Then you say now that therefore x, okay, the value of x is 5 over 2. Okay. So the value of x is 5 over 2, which is this one. Okay. That's how you can simplify that. Okay. So what is the takeaway? Okay, so now the takeaway on this one is that you have to ensure that you go to the part, okay, which doesn't have a complex part. So we have to ensure that we equalize the bases, okay. Whatever base we have on the right should be equal to whatever base we have on the left-hand side of the equation, which becomes so easy and so simple, okay, because that simply means if the bases are the same, then obviously the powers must be the same. Okay, so now let's go to B and see how you can go about answering B. So now, okay, so B says that 1 divided by 4 to the power negative x equals to half. Now, one of the most important things that you have to understand in under the laws of indices is that there is a law which says that any number raised to a negative index, okay, any number raised to the negative index, for example, 2 to the power negative 2, this simply means that there is always a 1 as a numerator, and then over 2 to the power 2 to the power 2. So the negative simply signifies actually a 1 as a numerator in the fractional sense. Okay, so that's the basic idea about that. Okay, so now let's jump into the actual question and see how we can do that. So what's going to happen now is that this one, okay, we are going to say it's 1. Let's say this is going to be 4 raised to the power negative 1, okay, and then to the power this x, okay. Then this simply means that this equals to that. So now we have to understand that how can you also evaluate this half? Okay, so this is going to be whenever you see 1 over something that is a negative index, okay, so it is 2 to the power negative 1, okay. And now what we can do is that we can actually simplify this one and make it say, for example, this times that, okay, and it's going to be 4 raised to the power x, okay. And now this is going to be we can now equalize the bases, okay. So you can say 2 to the power 2x, which is going to be 2 to the power now. Okay, so now it just turns out that if the bases are the same, then obviously the powers must be the same. Okay, powers must be the same. Okay, so now to finish up this one, so we have ensured that the bases are the same. So we are going to also equalize. We're going to assume that for this one to come out correctly, then the powers are the same. So this is 2, this is x. So you say 2 times x, you get 2x equals to minus 1. Okay? And then now from there, what you do is you say x equals to negative half. Okay, so now let's work out the last part, which is C. So the question is saying 3 open bracket raised to the power negative x plus 4 close bracket equals to 81. So like I mentioned, the fundamental principle to follow is that you must look at what is on the right hand side and what is on the left hand side. So when you look at this 81, which is a big number, so we can think of what number, how can I actually, simplify 81 in terms of indices, in terms of powers. So I can write this 81 in powers of something, okay? But at the end of the day, I must ensure that the base of this 81 should be the same as 3, because 3 is in its simplest form. I can no longer actually simplify 3. So what you need to understand is, you say 3 raised to the power open bracket negative x plus 4 equals to that. So now it turns out that you can simplify 81 by saying 3 to the power 4. So 3 to the power 4 is the same as 81. Okay, so now we are dealing with indices, or rather exponent. Okay, so the moment you just make the bases become the same, then we assume that even the powers are equal. So you can ignore the bases and then just bring down the powers as normal equation, negative x plus 4 equals to 4. Then from there you understand to say I need to find the value of x by doing some simplification. So negative x, then I take this positive 4 to the right hand side, becomes minus 4. And then from there I can say 4 minus 4 is 0, and obviously x equals to 0. Okay, so that is basically how you can go about solving that. Okay, so x equals to 0, just to help you understand what is going on. So if I get the value, the actual value of x, and then plug it back in the actual, or rather original equation, then this is going to be 3 to the power open bracket. Obviously 0 cannot be positive or negative, so just 0 neutral number plus 4 equals to 81. Okay, so 3 raised to the power open bracket 0 plus 4 close bracket equals to 81. So 0 plus 4, obviously it's just 4. So we have 3 raised to the power 4 equals 81. And 3 raised to the power 4 is 81 equals to 81. So this is just kind of a proof that you have understood the concept of exponential equation. So thanks guys for watching. If you are interested in more videos, remember to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, which is just Radical Academy. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.